Hi, I'm Ken Krantz, founder of... I recently got together with Davin Steadman of the Staxx brothers, Stephanie Ann Johnson, who you might remember from season 5 of The Voice, Stephanie Walbon of Baby Cakes, and Daniel Oliver from Brother Groove on keys. We wanted to do a little experiment to see how quickly these 4 professional musicians could learn and perform 2 songs.
In measure 6. Well, it's a crescendo.
Oh, I was looking at that one, sorry. Yep, up there.
Each musician was given an MP3 full mix recording. With a separate MP3 recording with their own part predominant. They received the material a day in advance, having only spent a limited amount of time listening to the songs on their smartphones. They were then given sheet music to accompany the recordings. This experiment was both fun and challenging. As soloists in their own groups, they are not often required to balance and blend with other singers.
I'd say for me, it's wonderfully remedial in the fact that I'm not the lead singer. You know, you said the advantage of being in the bottom and not being in the middle, but taking me back to the bit of training I did have in choir and how I was faking it.
It takes a courageous musician and true professional to perform music out of their comfort zone.
Do y'all want to talk about the accents and the dynamics?
Recordings have really helped to speed up the learning process. Instead of hashing out parts, the group is already into style, dynamics, and feel of the piece.
It's really characterized really well in the recording that exists. When you're doing these crescendos, the hairpins, it starts quieter so that you have room to run through that.
It's clear how much time is saved by having the recordings available.
We listened to music, and then I had my headphones on, I put them over here for a second, and just trying new techniques with new technology is, I think this website is giving kids the tools to be able to learn music on tools they're using now.
Right.
One thing I immediately noticed is that they continually work on their problem areas instead of singing what they already know or what they are confident with. Professionals will always focus their attention to areas of weakness in a piece.
For whatever reason, that jump there from the B flat to the D is messing with my brain.
Because these are soloists, the tendency was to stand out. Bringing down the volume while keeping up the intensity is the secret to balance and blend, as well as creating group energy.
More energy, but I mean, it's just...
You want the percussiveness and the separation?
Every day.
Okay, so like staccato kind of?
No, rap a little bit.
Yeah.
Silly,
Accent.
1, 2, 3.
Every day of my life is forever.
Perfect. That's exactly cool. Just right.
The group naturally complements each other throughout the entire session.
I really like what you're doing at the bridge.
Always positive and reinforcing each other with uplifting comments and high fives. This is important at any age. Positive reinforcement allows people to take chances and also not feel shy about singing their part. Verbalizing the feel of the music establishes how the entire group will feel about phrasing, dynamics, and direction.
The reason that you do that is because the dynamics in the music creates the tension.
Yeah.
Like, this is why, you know, when you listen to a movie, like if you saw Get Out.
Yeah.
Oh, the music starts first with the branches of the trees and you already feel a little creepy.
Yeah.
And with stuff like this, da, 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 we're supposed to be pulled into that next measure.
Yeah.
So,
What is the song about? What is the message? Is there a backstory? For example, with Rock Me Amadeus, we look at a particular dark time in Mozart's life.
Is when you get into the bridge of the tune, which is Rock Me Amadeus. The other one is kind of a dark message, you know. I mean, the cat is not happy, you know. I mean, he has a bad life.
2, 3, go.
Rock me Amadeus.
swear, if people just sang together more, it would be like taking vitamins for your depression.
After the session, we caught up and talked about their own experience with music and how it shaped them from a young age.
For me, like when I got into choir, I was like, this is the thing. I like this.
Singing with other people, breathing with other people, that whole thing is just, there's something really
And
cool
even in
about
high
it.
school, it was like, okay, well, you can take a foreign language or you can sing. And I was like, I'm going to sing. And then I got to college and they were like, well, you can be doing musical theater, you can sing. And I'm like, I'm going to sing.
It was also interesting to get their thoughts on the music and how it felt to be singing in a choral ensemble again.
Ken's music really brings me back to junior high.
As a singer who is constantly on the move, going from this gig to that gig, a lot of the times the only practice time I have is my car. Bump it. I want that recording. I want it.
For those people who need to hear it first to really understand it, like that's me, I need to hear it, and then if I'm looking at it while I'm listening to it, I totally get it.
So while I think that written music is one of the greatest tools that a lot of people like us that are singing professionally could learn more from, we didn't get here by just reading it off paper.
Right, you have to be able to feel it.
And I think that those kids can hear the music, the part-predominant, and then they can learn to read it. They're going to have less of a problem of trying to find their own personality on the paper. I think it's hard. I dare to see someone who could really become a great musician with their own voice by living off paper.
Yeah, I can usually hear most of a part in a normal mix, but when they are separate or one is dominant than the other one, you can really hear where the moving parts are different and how they fit together, and I think that's really important.
There's a question for everybody. Is there anything you'd encounter in middle school education where people have to listen to everyone in the room? It's a listening practice. In math class, do we have to listen to everybody at the same time?
That skill, huh?
I mean, and that's something. It's like, listening to the women, listening to listening to the bass, listening to your teacher, watching. I think there's something magical about that I hope we don't lose.
Gives us this idea that sometimes we have to wait because sometimes it's not our turn, because sometimes it's not about us, but we're still a part of it.
And that's life and music, period, right there.
That's right, man. Get in here, man.
Teamwork.
Oh.